A melon that is forcibly twisted will not be sweet. We cannot force others to love us in the same way that we love them. I remember a client whose father was extremely strict with her when she was growing up, which caused her great pain. At one point, she even wanted to run away from home because of that suffering, but she didn't. As a result, she deeply resented her father's harsh way of raising her. One day, she became a mother herself. When it came to issues of parenting, how she interacted with her own children, she experienced immense frustration. She felt that she could not communicate with her children at all, so she asked me why this was happening. I helped her observe herself. I simply guided her toward self-reflection. In truth, her father's method of upbringing had already wounded her deeply. She hated his Spartan-style education. She once wanted to escape that household because of it. Yet now, she was walking the same path as her father. Her father raised her in that way, and she was unconsciously using the same approach to raise her children. She was completely unaware of this because she lacked the ability to question. She fully accepted that model as the right answer, and in doing so, she perpetrated her own wound. A daughter-in-law abused by a cruel mother-in-law is already wounded. When that daughter-in-law eventually becomes a mother-in-law herself, she turns into the very same cruel figure and takes it out on her own daughter-in-law. This client unconsciously transferred everything her father imposed on her without awareness, in a state of mental dullness, directly onto her own children. However, her children are being educated in a completely different era, the modern age, the digital age. Their learning comes from interactions with classmates, from the internet, from teachers, schools, and society, as well as television. Although she herself endured Spartan-style parenting, her children are not her. They have independent thoughts and strong autonomy, which led to intense conflict between them. Where does the fundamental problem of life lie? It lies in the fact that we never question the concepts we have accepted. We assume they are truth, our habits and conditioning, our inertia. We never think there is anything wrong with them. This is the core problem of life, and it is the root cause of our judgment and intolerance toward the outside world. The more rigid habits and self-righteous values you carry within, the more things in the world you will find unacceptable. You must examine each of these one by one. No matter which world you live in, you will always feel that the world is wrong because inside you exist unquestioned, self-righteous thought patterns and ingrained habits. If you carry these values and habits with you, then you are preparing yourself for suffering. These values form your desires and your demands on the world in your interactions with people, events, and things that are karmically connected to you. You set standards and expectations. When others meet your expectations, you think they are good and wonderful. But when they go against what you want, you find them detestable, excessive, unacceptable. You judge them, dislike them, and even try to escape from them. How much perfectionism and idealism do we carry inside? How many ideas of this is how things should be, and that is how things should not be. A child should behave this way, a husband should behave that way, a wife should be like this, a child should be like that, a friend should act in a certain way. You must understand, these are roots of your suffering. Sometimes I tell mothers this: you are free to miss your children. That is your freedom. But certain inner beliefs will cause you suffering. What beliefs? For example, you might say to your child, "Mom misses you so much. Do you miss me too?" If the child truly misses you, They may say, "Mom, I really miss you," and you feel very happy. But it is also possible that the child doesn't miss you at all, yet is afraid of hurting your feelings or offending you, so they say, "Mom, I miss you." But what you hear is a lie, a comforting response meant to appease you, and you feel happy. But does that really mean anything? Whether your child loves you or not is not something you can control. If you insist that because the child is yours, they must love you, then you are bound to suffer. The probability that they love you is actually quite small, because in this world, people do not gather without karmic ties. This world is a realm of karmic debts and repayments. The probability of collecting debt is high. The probability of repaying them is lower, and the probability of repaying kindness is even rarer. So I told this mother, it is your freedom to miss your child, and it is the child's freedom whether they miss you or not. It is your ego that binds these two together. The same applies to lovers and married couples. If you calmly observe, you may find it all quite absurd, like a group of people speaking nonsense. Why do I say this? A wife repeatedly asks her husband, "Do you love me? Do you love me?" I tell you, if your husband loves you, you can see it. If he doesn't love you and you keep asking, what you get is simply the answer you have already set for him. Does that really make you happy? If he dared to say he didn't love you, his life afterward would be miserable. So what meaning does this question have? If he loves you, observation will tell you. If he doesn't, that is also a fact. What can you force? Yet ordinary people are truly foolish, playing games of self-satisfaction with one another. I love you so much. I love you for a lifetime, without knowing whether they will still love the person tomorrow. They dare to claim they will love them forever. If that isn't mental dullness, what is? This is creating negative karma. It is false affection. If such words were true, why are there so many divorces? Why are there so many affairs? If your girlfriend, husband, or wife asks you whether you love them and you do not love them, do not deceive them. If you do love them, then say I love you. But you do not need to say empty, deceptive words like I will love you forever. Loving someone today does not guarantee you will love them tomorrow, so you must be vigilant. This is what it means to be mindful. Your ego must be examined and cut into at this very point. Only then is there a possibility of gradual dissolution. If your words are insincere, spoken to gain some benefit, then I tell you judgment will arise in your heart. Because you are constantly calculating, you are connecting yourself to the mirror of cause and effect. This is the platform through which you become bound to the law of karma.